Hi, I'm Lucy Edwards, Director of Client Success at VHT Studios, and today I have a pleasure to be at Engel Vlkers office, and my guest is Mike Wyckoff, the broker owner. So Mike, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
Would love to talk about your brand. Engel Vlkers is so different from the rest of the United States. You came from Europe, you have different approach, and it's so elegant and classy. Let's talk about it.
Well, that's initially what attracted me to the brand as a broker. We were independents before, and noting the elegance and the classy effect and the boutique feeling of the brand is really what drew us to being involved in the brand. And once we made the decision to join, it's been nothing but success since then. So part of the panache to the brand is that European flavor, the very crisp and clean lines of everything that we do, and the uniformity that's spread throughout the entire brand. If you go to a shop in Europe, it'll look very similar to any shop you run into here in the US.
Absolutely, and I've been familiar with your brand for several years now, and it's growing so fast. The effect is there, that's for sure. A few years ago in Florida, you had maybe 5 or 6 Engel Vlkers offices. What's going on now?
Well, there's a major expansion going on throughout the United States, across the whole country, and actually North America, Central America as well. But within Florida, we're now up to 32 offices within the state of Florida, and they're spread about the entire state, all the way from the Panhandle over to Jacksonville, all the way down the East Coast to Miami. We now have one in the Keys, in the Florida Keys. Oh. Of course, one of our major shops is in Naples, and as you move up the coast, we have several shops dotting the coast. And then we fill in through the central part of the state with Orlando and Gainesville and some of the other areas that travel down the middle of the state as well. So we're getting very good coverage.
That is fabulous. So how do you attract agents? How you invite them to be part of that boutique environment?
Well, we try to stress that we are different from most other brands. And quite frankly, not every real estate agent works out to be a really good fit for Engel Vlkers, because we do expect a lot of our advisors. Mm-hmm. And you'll note that we don't call our offices, we call them shops. Because an office is where you go to work, a shop is where you go to have fun and purchase, right? And recreate and have fun. So we call them shops. And our advisors are not agents, they're advisors, because there's so much more to it than just the individual unit sale of a particular home or condo. So we really want our agents to be the best trained and the most adept at what they're doing to bring the entire transaction into focus for our clients.
Marketing strategy for every property, that is actually my goal. I talk about it all the time. When you talk to your agents about marketing, what kind of tools are you offering? And do you coach them? Do you have recommendations? You have one-on-one? What's going on at your boutique shop?
Well, we try to look at every property individually and develop a marketing plan based on that particular property and its unique characteristics. So there are all manner of things that we can do, like the 3D property tours. We also do a lot of cross-selling from shop to shop throughout the country and, quite frankly, through the world. We have a lot of avenues within Engel Vlkers to communicate within the brand to all of the shops around the world. So there's a very great network built into what we do, and that gives our listings here in the US a lot more exposure than you'll get anywhere else. We're also premier agents on the major real estate portals, which brings our listings to the top of the sorting file. When those things happen, we get out there and we get the most exposure possible for the properties. Now, if we have some of the more luxury properties, of course, we get a little more in-depth on creating a lifestyle video or something built around all of the great things that are unique to that property. And there's more about just selling square footage and room sizes and things, and that's where we shine, and we bring those things to the forefront and sell the lifestyle and all the great things that go along with occupying that home that may exist out around it as well.
That is very elegant, right? Mm-hmm. So you have like a fairy tale story for your property where someone can imagine themselves riding the horse and jumping in a pool.
Indeed. That's what makes it fun. That's what gets the buy-in from the potential purchaser as well. And if they can see themselves there, it brings them that much closer to actually acquiring that property.
Referral business is very important. And I am sure that you have a network that helps your agents to connect throughout the United States and outside. Are you stressing also on referral with Europe, or you, like, let's say if someone is just in the United States, how do you build your referral business?
Well, one of the unique things about Engel Vlkers is that we don't have an independent referral company in the middle of the referral. So that's a benefit to the agents, the advisors, because they get to work with other advisors throughout the world directly. So there's no one in their way. They establish one-to-one relationships, and we have a very good intranet within the back end of the Engel Vlkers system to facilitate that communication from advisor to advisor, regardless of where they are in the world. So we also do study where our feeder markets are coming from, and we try to promote our properties very directly with the advisors and brokers that are in those locations where a lot of our potential purchasers are coming from. So there's a great intranet within the Engel Vlkers system that really makes that communication very simple, and it creates that relationship from advisor to advisor, and they get to know one another so they know that their clients are being handled with that white glove kind of treatment they're expecting.
What about networking system? I know that right now no one is really meeting in person, but before COVID and now, do you have some kind of online meetings? Do you have some kind of webinars for Engel Vlkers advisors? How do you encourage your advisors to communicate?
So on a local level, we do have very regular meetings, and being aware of COVID and what's going on, we are continuing to do those in an online fashion. Those who are comfortable coming into the shop are welcome to do so, but we do make it available online. And Engel Vlkers as a brand, coming down from Engel Vlkers Americas, is in New York, which is really our parent, if you will, that runs everything in the North America and Central America markets. They are constantly producing training, having webinars. There's always communication daily of all the things that are going on within the Engel Vlkers system, as well as market updates and things to be aware of with regard to the business itself. So yeah, there's excellent communication.
So they always try to be in front of the advisors and give them support and direction.
The support is amazing, and that's what drew me to the brand. One of the facets that drew me to the brand, and it's what's keeping me here.
Engel Vlkers' reputation is amazing. How long the company has been around, and when did you arrive to the United States?
Well, the company started in Hamburg, Germany, at a single shop, and that is actually our logo. If you notice our logo, we call it the cottage. That is the drawing of the original Engel Vlkers' first shop in Hamburg, Germany. So Engel Vlkers started in 1977 in Hamburg, Germany, out of a single shop, and that's our logo, is the original shop. And it's very quaint, but we have expanded well beyond that single shop, obviously, as you can tell. We came to the United States several years ago, and we are now headquartered in New York City. The first shop in the US was in Florida, however. So that was the first stop here. So we now have 32 shops in Florida, and we're up over 150 shops across the United States and expanding almost, it seems, daily. There's a new shop being announced. So the growth in the United States is amazing. The reputation of the brand in the European countries is obviously stellar. When we have someone come from Europe to our area and they see our shop, they feel like it's a little piece of home. We have our GG magazine that is distributed in several countries, and we've actually had people from other countries that stopped in while they're on holiday and said, do you have any GG magazines? And they would ask for one, and we would provide them one for them, and they just think it's a little slice of home. And because our shops all have the same appearance, it's a very welcoming thing, and it is just that little taste of home, and they understand that we operate in the same manner that they have come to expect in the other European countries. Now, as we expand across the US, we are taking that same concept and applying it to every office throughout the country. All of our shops look the same. Very similar anyway, with the same color scheme. Our signs are very similar. Our brand is our power, and we feel the power behind that brand. And that's why our branding is so specific, because people have come to know it. The people in the US that have not heard of Engel Vlkers, by and large, don't have any preconceived notions about it. So then it's on us to show them exactly what we're about. And we really just strive to provide the highest level of a concierge level of service for every one of our clients.
And I believe that there are more and more people familiar with your brand because you are everywhere in New York area and in the Hamptons, and you are growing. So it's very flattering for us also to be here with you today because it's such a beautiful brand. I love the open space and the light, and it's just so nice and clean and precise.
That's what drew us to the brand, to be honest with you. We were independent brokers before, and we're looking for that extra something to just show what we were trying to accomplish. And Engel Vlkers already had that mold, and we fit right into that. And it's been wonderful. The brand has been amazing. The support from Hamburg to New York to Florida to our shop is just amazing all the way through the channels. And on a local level, it's our goal to provide our advisors with the most hands-on training and assistance that we can give them to provide that highest level of service our customers have come to expect.
And you just opened a new shop in Tampa.
We did. We felt it was a real natural market to enter into. There is such a connection between the Pinellas and South Hillsborough area. So we have a shop in Hyde Park in South Tampa, and there's a lot of synergies that are created between around the whole Bay Area. We're getting now known as the Bay Area, right, where Tampa and St. Petersburg are sort of blending together, and the Hillsborough and Pinellas County connection is more and more. There's so many people from the Tampa market that have second homes out here on the beaches. So it was just a natural market for us to belong to. And my partner, Sherry, is a longtime resident of South Tampa. Her children were born and raised there. So it's a very natural market for us to be a part of.
So do you have events between two offices, even online or in person? Are you trying to build a tight community between your two offices?
We are. And Engel Vlkers by nature is very collaborative. I've never seen such support from other brokers, from other shops. For example, when we had our grand opening, we had people drive from Miami to come visit us for our grand opening party, which I thought was amazing. I mean, who goes out of their way that far to show support? And that's what this brand has been about. So we are keeping that spirit alive in our two offices, and they're very much one with just two different homes to work out of. There's a lot of synergy created between the two. We do participate in everything together.
That is absolutely wonderful, because I'm sure that your associates, they feel it. They feel that energy, and they understand what you are investing, and not just financially, but also emotionally and with training and everything else. I think that is so important, that it is a two-way street. And then it's a pleasure to come to the shop.
That's the idea. That's right.
It's a pleasure to come to the shop and conquer the world, right?
You bet.
It was a great pleasure to be at your Engel Vlkers shop, and it is a pleasure to meet you. I'm definitely coming back when everything is over, and you're going to have a party for both offices here in Tampa.
You bet.
Yeah. And thank you for inviting me and allowing me to spend some time with you.
Well, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Lucy Emirates, VHT Studios, and it was a pleasure to be at Engel Vlkers at Tampa Bay, Florida. Have a great day. Cheers.